Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm from Utah and I now live in the Boston area. I've been very serious about music for my whole life, but my education and my profession have followed different paths to this point. At this season of my life, I hope to join the Berklee Masters of Music Production program to finally shift my focus to my first love. I studied classical piano through high school. I spent my free time composing original piano concertos and string quartets on Finale. As a teenager, I came to love more contemporary styles like rock and jazz, and I taught them to myself on the piano and the guitar. Eventually, I reached a point where I was performing professionally in each of those genres. But one thing that I always felt that I lacked was the ability to produce music. I dabbled where I could, but that skill always felt less accessible to me, whether because of its technical nature or the costs involved or a lack of mentors. But I always saw it as kind of a holy grail, and I resolved to someday be able to create music that could be recorded, repeated, and shared. In college, I was accepted into the media music program at BYU, which is now called commercial music. It focused on the fundamentals of production and contemporary music. But a career in music seemed risky to me at the time, so I opted to change my major and pursue law school. I worked very hard in law and I set audacious goals for myself. Now, my family circumstances allow me to pivot from law and chase some dreams. So here's what I'd like to accomplish. First, I want to learn to create innovative, meaningful, and professional music. That will involve not only developing my ears to be able to understand rhythms and intervals, but also things like frequencies and decibels. It will also mean mastering the studio and the DAW as instruments in their own right, so that I can effectively translate the things that I hear in my mind's ear. Second, I'd like to refine my sound and my brand. I have a diverse range of influences and I often jump between them, but I'd like to really put my finger on what it is that I can uniquely offer. Third, I want to cultivate an audience. If a song plays in a forest and no one's around to hear it, did it make a sound? I know that success in this industry takes more than just talent or good ideas. That's why I'm already working to build an audience through my YouTube channel, which is a project that I intend to continue through the program. My list of goals has two finales, like Beethoven's 13th String Quartet, one of my favorites. The official last movement of that piece is a lively contradance. Beethoven composed that to replace an absolute behemoth of a fugue, which his contemporaries found unlistenable because it was light years ahead of its time. My official contradance long-term goal is to found a recording studio. My other goal is my Grosse Fuge equivalent. It is highly unrealistic. I like setting unrealistic goals due to the shoot for the moon and land among the stars principle. It's worked well for me in law and in other areas of my life in the past. My unrealistic goal is, I would like to win a Grammy. Sitting here now, I have very little idea of what that entails. I assume that focus, dedication, and hard strategic work can't hurt. And I'm very confident that if it can be taught, it's being taught at Berklee. So many alumni and professors have attained that honor, and I want to experience what they did and learn from them directly. In fact, that's my answer to why Berklee. Is there somewhere else that's teaching this stuff better? For my project, I want to write and record an EP or an album of original music from start to finish. I'm very excited about the idea of being able to create professional quality music from start to finish, so I'd like to try to do each stage myself. I think that this would first help prepare me for any opportunities that might come my way in the music industry, and second, lay a foundation that would help me competently open a studio someday. Thank you very much for considering my application, and I look forward to hearing your decision.